All right, why don't I just go ahead and get started? And anyone that jumps on a little bit later, they can watch the recorded version of it. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you all taking the time out tonight to be part of this webinar and get all your questions answered about the CEC and the renewal process. So I know that. Can you guys hear me now? Wasn't saying anything earlier, but I just want to make sure everyone can hear me okay. All right. Yeah, excuse me. I'm a little bit choked up. Tammy cooked a pretty spicy meal this evening, and so I'm still recovering from it a little bit. But yeah, so why don't I just go ahead and get started, and then I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, and you'll be able to ask those at the end. Hopefully, I'll be able to answer most of them before we even get to that point. So I'm just going to switch my screen. One thing you should notice is over in the bottom left-hand corner, it says Files to. That's a download area, and right there it says Recertification Document 2017 through 2018. Download that, and that's the document that I'll be referring to. All right, so the first part of the renewal process is our annual renewal fee. So this is something that is done yearly, right? So every year there's a renewal fee. And what that fee is depends on when you were certified. So anybody that was certified before January 1st, 2017, basically the renewal fee is $95, right? And so that's going to be a yearly fee. And that's, I mean, the majority of that is to pay for our coach finder and keeping that up to date and making sure that it's relevant on the Spartan Race webpage, right? And then every year we have other perks and benefits that kind of go along with it. And that some of that depends on, what a lot of what's up to Spartan. So I don't know what those are, but as some of you might remember from last year, if you renewed from last year, you got a free race code. You got a discount on the season pass. There's a discount for any of the endurance events, including the Hurricane Heat, the Agoge. There's a discount for Spartan coaches on the Spartan shop webpage, right? So any of those discounts, those will be renewed for 2018. So what those are exactly, I'm not sure yet. It's still early, but it'll be something similar to that. Okay. All right, so that's anyone that's certified before January 1st, 2017 has to pay the full fee, which is $95. Anyone that was certified this year between January 1st and June 30th, and I feel bad for those people that were renewed on June 29th, but your renewal fee is going to be $40. So basically, what that means is because you're only certified for half of the year, you're only responsible for less than half of the renewal fee in order to be good through all the way through 2018. Okay, so your renewal fee will be $40. And then anyone that was certified after it was certified in July or later, they're going to be all set. They won't have any renewal fee for 2018. Okay, and so that's going to be pretty much standard, moving forward. So every year can expect a $95 renewal fee. Any coaches that are certified halfway through the year, they'll only be expected to pay half of it. Anyone that's certified a little bit later than halfway through, they won't have to pay any renewal fee. Okay? So what I think gets a little bit complicated is the continuing education requirement. That is the submission of your education credits, right? Part of the Spartan Code is that you continue education, that you continually learn, and it's not, on my part, it's not to to break anyone's stones or make this difficult for people. As far as me from a professional's perspective, I just want to make sure our coaches are doing what's right, and that's staying professional, right? Maintaining their education, continually learning, right? So I'm not a stickler about like where this learning is coming from, who you're learning it from. If you're learning it from other organizations, that's fine with me. I'm an open-minded type of person where I love to learn about different perspectives and different point of views. Kevin, you might be hearing an echo or hearing it twice because it looks like you're logged on twice. So let me bump one of you off. Whoops. Let's see. I lost you. I don't know what I did. Here we go. I was trying to bump you off, Kevin, so that's probably why you're hearing the echo. Is anyone else hearing an echo? I just want to make sure that's the problem. All right. Okay. All right. So all right. So where was he? So continuously learning, right? I think that's an important piece of being a Spartan SGX coach, right? And so when we first started this, we were doing it every year, and I think that was a little bit too much because the reporting process it's a little bit lengthy and a little bit in depth, and so we decided, no, we're going to do it every 2 years. So instead of doing 8 continuing education credits once a year, we're doing it 16 every 2 years. And what we're going to do is at the end of the odd years is when you're going to have to report that. So here we are, 2017, and it's the year that you're going to have to report your continuing education credits. Right, and so what you'll get at sometime the end of October, beginning of November, you'll get a lovely email from me. Number one, reminding you about the renewal fee, and there'll be a link for you to pay your renewal fee. There will be a separate link for you to report your continuing education credit. Right, and so basically that'll be like a survey. It'll ask you like, what types of activities you did and how many hours of those activities that you did, and you'll just write it out, or it'll be a drop down menu. You're not going to have to prove any of it at that point. It's just going to be you reporting it, right? So what we'll do is we're going to randomly audit 25% of the people that submit it, and we'll ask at some point for proof of those credits. Okay, so in other words, if you report that, you attended an SGX Level 2 course, right? I mean, we'll have documentation of that. We'll know that anyway. But if we audit you, you'll have to, submit like a receipt or some proof that you've taken the course. Or if you've attended an NSCA national conference, if you get audited, you will need to prove that you attended that. So maybe usually at these conferences, they hand out a continuing education certificate, or if you have a receipt, if you have some other thing, my fingers in quotes, to document that you attended the workshop, that conference, then you'll have to submit that. But again, you don't have to do that right off of the bat. You only will have to do that if you get audited. Okay? So so once you submit everything, sometime in probably February is when you'll get it. If you get audited, you'll get another email from us that says, "Hey, Dave, you were one of the people randomly selected for auditing. Please submit proof of your continuing education." Okay? All right, so what's involved in the continuing education? So what we consider like one credit is basically one contact hour. Okay, so if you attended a conference that was like a 1-day, 8-hour conference, that in general will count as 8 continuing education credits for us. Okay. Um, if it's self-study, and we have a number of categories that you could draw your credits from, but if it's something like a self-study, meaning that if you did, like we have an option, I called it personal enrichment. So let's say you picked up a book on like how to become a better presenter, right? We accept those credits too, because I think learning outside of fitness is equally as important as learning within fitness. So let's say you want to become a better presenter and you picked up a book on how to present, and and that took you 4 hours to read and to get through the material. So that for that type of work, every 2 hours of work counts as one continuing education credit. So if it was 4 hours to get through the book, that would be 2 continuing education credits for us. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, right? So where it's going to get a little bit confusing is, well, like, so how many credits are you responsible for, right? So if you were certified before January 1st in 2016, you owe us the full boat. So that's going to be 16 continuing education credits. If you were certified between January 1st and June 30th of 2016, so that's last year, you're going to owe us 12 continuing education credits. And anyone that was certified 2016 from July to the end of December, you're going to owe us 8. Anyone that was certified this year is going to be okay in terms of credits all the way through to 2019. Okay? Whew. All right. So now, so where can the credits come from? So we have these different categories to kind of mark out where these credits can come from. So category A, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. Category A is anything that Spartan Coaching and Spartan SGX organized. So that would be our level 2, that would be our SOS, that would be our Spartan Edge, that would be our Spartan Strong. Oh, and keep in mind, these continuing education credits have to have been earned after you earned your SGX. So you can't go to workshops that you've attended before SGX and count those towards it. They have to be afterwards. Okay. Francisco, I see that you've raised your hand. Do you have a question? Yeah, if you have questions, probably easiest thing to do is just to type them in the chat window. So Spartan Strong is the new group exercise program that it's been piloted so far. For the first 5 months of this year, it's been kind of piloted in different parts of the country, and so we've had a few coaches that have attended that. But it's a group exercise program that includes it's basically Spartan SGX, but it's like a pre-planned packaged type of Spartan SGX workout that's done, that was designed to be conducted in a group exercise type of environment. Yeah, so Ken, as far as credits go, you're good until 2019. And so if you take level 2, this will take care of your credits for SGX moving forward. So post 2019, so it'll count towards that. Yeah, obstacle specialist counts. Obstacle specialist is 6 continuing education credits, and let's see, questions are coming in faster than I can read them, but I forget who asked that. Kevin. So I'll be flexible on this. So if you took like obstacle specialist like a month or 2 before you took SGX, I'll count those as your continuing education credits. I don't want to be too nitpicky about it. All right. So let me, Brian, let me kind of get through the rest of the categories, and I think I will answer that question for you. All right. Excuse me one sec. All right. And so category B is, so category A is anything Spartan. Okay. And like I said, 1 hour of work equals 1 hour of credit. So SGX is 16 credits, Spartan Edge, 8 hours of work, about 8 continuing education. Spartan Strong, 8 hours of work, 8 continuing education credits. SOS is 6 hours, 6 hours of continuing education credits. Also, I'm going to make note that in the upcoming months, I am planning on offering some webinars that you'll be able to partake in. You know, a lot of you've answered my survey. It looks like, you know, you're looking for advanced periodization. Some of you are looking for some stuff on tapering for Spartan events. Some of you are looking for some additional information on working with special populations. So plan on offering some of those webinars so that you'll be able to earn some credits that way, right? But also if you've attended other fitness conferences, right? So I'm not, you know, like trying to lock you guys into just attending Spartan stuff. You know, of course, I want you to attend other conferences and really, you know, broaden your mind. So if you've attended, let's say that you've attended a, you know, maybe you got CrossFit level 2, right? And whatever's involved in that, right? We would accept those credits. You attended an on-it kettlebell certification. We would accept that. You, RKC, Strong First. You went to Fitness World through IDEA. You attended. You took an online ACE professional development course. You took something through NASM. Maybe you went to Les Mills. Maybe you got Zumba certified, right? So all of those would fit into category B. Yeah, Fit Tour. If you took indoor cycling, right? So all of that stuff counts. So anything that would count for your regular professional primary certification would count for us, right? So yes, Francisco, if you're taking your CrossFit level now after your SGX, that would count. Okay, Brian, did you have a question? Okay, yeah, perfect. So Francisco, that will count towards your credits, to the continuing education credits. And also, okay, so yeah, Brian, I'm going to answer that in a second. There's I still have 2 more categories to go through. So, university credit. If you're taking classes at a university and you took an exercise physiology, a functional anatomy, something like that, you can also earn credit, SGX credits through that. So the way that works is like 1 credit hour of your university credit counts towards 6 continuing education credits for us. Okay, so so if it was a 3 credit course, that would be technically 18 credits. But one thing I want to note is I do have like a maximum, so that like there's a maximum in each category that you can earn. And the reason I did that, again, I'm not trying to just make things difficult for people, but I do think it's important that people learn from like a variety of experiences. And the only way that we, you know, category A is like if you earn the maximum there, it would satisfy all your continuing education credits. But if you earned it through other means, through other organizations, you would also have to earn additional credit through another category. So for example, let's say you did take that college course, right? The maximum you could earn is 12, and if you owed 16, that would mean that you would have to do 4 from somewhere else. And it's easy to do. It's not like, oh my God, now I have to attend another university course or a whole nother conference, right? That's right. That won't be necessary. Let me talk about category C and D. So category C is if you, obstacle specialist is category A. Right, so category C is journal quizzes. Like, so I'm a member of the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I'm also a member of IDEA. And both of their professional journals, they have articles in it. And then at the end of those articles, they have these continuing education quizzes. And, so that, if I read the article and I submitted that quiz, I could earn a certain number of credits, towards my primary certification. So if you complete some of those for your other primary certification, those count towards our credits as well. Okay, and so there's other journals that do that as well, right? And then category D, this is the broad one. This includes like just about anything, right? So if you like doing some learning outside of fitness, like I said, you want to become a better presenter, a better writer. Maybe you want to take a course in marketing, right? Or you just picked up a book on, guerrilla marketing. Maybe you want to learn more about how to be a social media master, right? And you took like a mini online course on that, right? That stuff counts towards personal enrichment. And so 2 hours of self-study count as one continuing education credit. And so the maximum for this, again, depending on the year, it's, if you were certified before 2016, the maximum is 6 credits that you could earn. Okay, if you were certified more recently, the maximum would be 2, but your overall number of credits that you need is a lot less. All right. So again, I just want you to try to learn through through different organizations, different mechanisms. Okay. All right, and then Brian, here's where you get into category E is the volunteerism and authorship. So if you've written for Spartan and contributed to the blog or the SGX newsletter, I don't think we've had contributors to that in a while. We haven't sent out a newsletter in a little while. But if you contribute in that way, you could earn some credit. If you volunteered at a race, you can earn some credit. Brian, for for hosting the workout tour, you can earn some credit that way. And so the way that we count it is one continuing education credit for 4 hours of volunteerism. So Brian, for the full day of of offering up your facility, we'll call that 8 hours. That would be 2 continuing education credits, right? And then the maximum we have for that, it's a little bit less than some of the other categories. It's like, it's great that you're volunteering, and we certainly appreciate that, but we want to make sure that, you're also, broadening your horizons in throughout a lot of other experiences as well. Michael, I see a question about the Spartan open house. So I think is that about 4 hours? I haven't attended one. I haven't really talked to Joe DI about it much. So is it about 4 hours? Yeah. Yeah. So that could be one continuing education credit. And so Kevin, the question about the let's see, I'm just trying to find it. Social media, I'm not sure like what's involved in that, Kevin, about the social media race coverage. So you basically like writing a blog about covering the race. Nicholas, yeah, 6 hours. That would be 1.5 credits. Yeah. So when it comes time for that, for your volunteering activities, just there'll be a space for you just to say like what types of activities that you did, and like the category says, it's roughly about 4 hours for one credit. So just kind of keep that in mind. So any type of volunteerism that you've done for the race or for the race team or for Spartan SGX, just keeping that in mind. That's a 4-to-1 ratio. So, Francisco, I see a question about hosting a Spartan workout in Canada. Um, up through the end of 2017, and what they will be doing is, as they start to plan out 2018, they'll start, will send out an email to the coaches asking to see if you wanted to host. But just because you want to host, there's no guarantee. There's a lot of factors that go into hosting. One happens to be your location to like a central spot where a lot of people can attend. And sometimes people get mad at me because they didn't get chosen to be a host. But there's a lot of factors that go into hosting it. There is another way if you wanted to host that. If you wanted to pay a fee in order for them to send somebody out there and put the event on at your facility, there is that opportunity. But right now they're wrapped up through the end of 2017. Yeah, Anthony, that's too hard to track and too hard to, we used to accept some of that stuff, but then all of a sudden everyone was like, well, we're hosting these SGX events, and they wanted all of the credits to, to be counted, and it's, you only have a certain number in each category. So at the as far as the volunteerism goes, but if you want to like explicitly state what's involved in that, if you're offering, if it's something that you're charging people to attend, that's one thing. But if you're hosting a free workout, almost like, last year we had like the Revolution workout, or if you're hosting something that's like, like a group, like the workout tour, and it's like you're hosting it for free, and it's really Spartan, and you're really promoting Spartan, and you want to write that up, we could consider something like that. But again, the ratio would be 4-to-1. All right. All right, and so that's category E. So that's kind of the loosest category. And again, the maximum that you can earn in that category, if you're certified before 2016, that's going to be 4. So that would be the equivalent of about 16 hours of volunteer work. All right. All right. Then I know I have some level 2 coaches, and originally when I put together this document, I had stepped up the number of continuing education credits for our level 2 coaches, right? Because we're holding them to a higher level. But I wasn't really clear about that and really didn't articulate it well to the coaches. So I think if I just brought it on now, it would be like blindsiding them. So we're not going to start this until 2019. So if I have any level 2 coaches on, you can expect for the reporting in 2019, you can expect to have to report a few more credits additional to your level 1. So, so in other words, if you're level 1, you need to report 16, and then in 2019, if you're level 1 and level 2, you need to report a total of 20. It's not like you have to do both. If you do the 20, it'll take care of level 1 and level 2. Let's see. So Francisco, let's see, Ryan, the level 2 is 16 credits. So that'll take care of all your level 1. And let's see. So Francisco, you got certified in September of 2016. So you'll owe 8 credits. Yeah, and this webinar is category A. Yeah, and so if your CPR renewal, that will be category B. Exactly. Right, and so I think that was pretty much everything I had to cover as far as this document goes. So I'll just handle questions, hopefully. Right now, Ian, I just gave out certification 993. So we're approaching 1,000. You know, Kevin, there's not I don't I think most of them have the SGX booth. Where you'll actually volunteer to be part of the SGX booth is to volunteer at the festival area. So when you do they have the drop down like of choices of where you want to volunteer, like select the festival area. And so most have that. And so, you know, regardless of where you volunteer, you know, we accept that volunteerism. Yeah, I think Kevin's the oldest SGX coach here. He attended our first SGX workshop out in Westford, Massachusetts in November of 2012. Brian, if you want to promote your facility at the local Spartan race, I would you can contact sponsorship for that, and they have deals for our coaches. If you're a certified coach, you get a discount if you wanted to set up a booth, your own booth there, and promote your facility. So if you go to the Spartan Race webpage, uh, somewhere on there is something about sponsorship. Yeah, Jessica, we'll be able to look that up. So if for some reason if you get audited and you get called out on that, if you don't have a copy of the certificate, if they didn't give you an obstacle specialist certificate at the event, we'll be able to look that up. You'll just make a note, just let us know that, hey, you know what, I don't have the copy of the certificate. I did it at this event, and you know, can you look it up for me? And they'll be able to find that. Know what I'm going to do? Let's see. All right, so what I did was I just uploaded under files to a copy of this opening slide that I had. Download that, and that will be your proof. So Tom, your precision nutrition certification, that would max out category B. So that would be, I'm imagining that would be at least 16 hours, but the max for that category is 12. So that would fit into that. All right, and then to offset the other, you would need it like if let's see, you were certified before 2016, so you would need another 4 credits after that. So any volunteerism that you did at the race would count, and then any self-study also would count towards the additional 4. So it's so it sounds like you got it wrapped up. So, Michael, if you reported, all the credits have to be after you were certified. So, if you recorded some credits for some other certifying body, let's say you're certified through NASM, and you reported some credits for NASM this year or the year before, and it counted towards that, but you hadn't put them towards SGX, you could put them towards SGX. That would be okay. As long as they came after you were SGX certified. I don't know if that answers your question. Hopefully it does. Did I miss anyone's questions? They were coming in kind of fast and furious for a little bit. No. Yeah, so Ryan, all the credits for the Spartan courses are listed somewhere in that document. I think I might have omitted the SOS, but the SOS is 6 credits. So I'll make sure I'll add that. This document too is found in the coaches area, the coaches team room. I don't, so it's located there. But 16 credits for level 2, 8 for Spartan Strong, 8 for Spartan Edge, 6 for SOS. And this is 1 credit. All right, so yeah, Michael, last year we didn't ask you guys to report any credit. So anything that you earned after your SGX will be good for 2017. Yep. So it's 8. Yeah, 8 every year, and I'm only going to ask you to report it every second year, so it'll be 16. Yep, for level one. Yeah, so Isabella, so this is going to be one continuing education credit. I'm going to call it 1 hour. Right, and so in as when we offer additional webinars, like if I do one on diabetes or if I do one on the periodization, it'll be each hour will be um, each hour will be 1 credit. Right, so I anticipate these webinars being in about an hour and a half, and then plus there'll be some like additional material to go with it. So they might even be worth as much as 2 continuing education credits. No worries, Ryan. It's a lengthy document full of a lot of boring information, and um, yeah, I only half read it, and I wrote it. Yes, regarding the pillar reboot. I bet you all been up early. I mean, you guys are all trainers and coaches. Trainers and coaches don't sleep until 8 o'clock in the morning. Either up at 4 working out or working somebody else out. All right, you guys. So, like I said, you can anticipate, an email in late October, early November, announcing the you know, the reporting period and the payment of your renewal fee. And listen, I'm not gonna, if you pay your renewal fee and you're a little bit behind on the credits and you need a little bit of extra time to earn those credits. So let's say, it's getting close to January and you spent all your money on Christmas gifts for me and you just don't have any money for the credits, and you're like, listen, doctor, I only have a couple more credits to go. I'm going to attend this course in February. Is that okay? Um, you know, that would be totally cool. I'm not interested in making things difficult for people or losing coaches. I'm interested in promoting Spartan. I'm interested in ripping people off of the couch, and we need you guys to help us do that. So so I'll help you guys out as much as I can to keep you guys certified and on board. So I really do appreciate you guys being here and appreciate you everything that you do for us at Spartan and Spartan SGX. You can't, Jessica, because I don't have any of it ready right now. It's just all in theory. So we do have to get it all tied up and get it all set up. So as soon as we do get it set up, Jessica, we'll send out the email, and also we'll send out an email soon announcing some of those webinars. Um, I don't think we have it anymore, Brian. We had some stuff that were given to the coaches, and I'm not sure where that ended up. But I could ask the department that was organizing that. So, all right. Yeah, no, I'm happy to do this. I'm glad I got. It's good for me to see all these coaches on board and attending the webinar. So it's easier for me to be able to answer questions this way than to answer one-off emails 15 times. So yeah, so good question, Jessica. So if you would earn those additional credits, you can bank those and you can put them towards your 2019 certification. Yeah, I'll find out, Brian, and I will shoot that email. No, Mike, in the past, we had the certified with distinction for people that went above and beyond. It's I love the idea of it, but we just don't have enough people to really do it right. So I didn't do anything for this certification period. In the future, hopefully that's something that we can revisit. But I would like to be able to recognize coaches that go above and beyond. Um, but it's just like, it's basically me that's just going to be like checking everything and making sure everything's okay. And you know, it's overwhelming as it is. Yeah, so Dustin, bank some of your continuing education credits. I know you're above, well above those that are needed. So you'll need some for the extra level too. So in 2019, that is. But great. All right. Thanks again, everyone. If you think of a question that I didn't cover, after you log off, you're like, oh, I wish I asked them this. You can shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you. Okay. Great. Glad I could help. Everyone have a great rest of the week. Aru. I have a big race this weekend. Friday. I mean, I might as well tell you. Friday, I'll let all of you know. With Tammy and I, we're doing a 100-miler. It's in Uray. It's called the Uray 100. You can Google it. It's probably at least one of the top 500 most difficult ultramarathons in the world, if not the hardest in the United States. So it's 42,000 feet of elevation gain. Right? So that's just climbing 102 miles. All of it's above 10,000 feet. So we got a work cut out for us. We have a time limit of 52 hours. I plan on using all of it. I've attempted it twice. Have not finished it, so hopefully this is the year. So, yeah, thanks everyone. Good night, everyone.